Hey everybody, it's the Dynamite Show. Paul Fontaine, Jeff Hawkins here on the Fight Game Media YouTube channel. Checking in after Dynamite ended. I apologize, we're a few minutes late. This is what happens when you are doing the ring intros for the main event with 90 seconds left in the scheduled broadcast. And I got shit I got to do after the show ends before we start this show. So I apologize, but blame Tony. And I'll just get spoiler alert. I am not in a good mood, and I was enjoying this show up until it ended. So yeah, we'll get to that. Before we get into our topic, Curryhead wants to know if you're going to the convention. He didn't ask about me, so I won't answer him. Are you going?
Not yet, because I just got word about mediation dates, and
Right.
they're in March and
Okay.
April, and I need to wait for them.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going. I just the timing's just not going to work. If I go to Vegas at all, it'll be in March, but I don't even know if I can do that. My sister wants to go for the opening weekend of the NCAA because she
Oh,
says
nice.
sausage
That's a fun
factory.
weekend to go.
We went last year on that time, and she says, to quote her, it's wall to wall dick. So that's not why I want to go, but that's why she wants to go. So yeah, so I mean I'm gonna try to go to Chicago in July for that opening night of G1, which I would imagine will have some AEW involvement as well. So but yeah, I see a bunch of people in the chat already. Curryhead, Fernando, what's up? He sounds like he liked Dynamite. Yeah, it was 95% of it was
Plethora is locked and loaded. He's here,
ready to go. Greg would not have done that to the world champ. I've never agreed with a YouTube comment more than that one. Yeah, but before we get into talking about the show tonight, we did want to talk about Matt. Loved the show. Hey Matt. And we want to talk about and he was on the show tonight too. Young Mr. Rick O'Shea. Now I'm reading a bunch of tweets that he sent out, and apparently, I guess from your comment, was this in relation to some interview he did?
I believe so. I
Oh.
read the tweets as well. I didn't listen to
Okay.
the interview, but it was mostly about it, the loss of the love of wrestling and stuff like that. That I
Yeah.
won't get into.
Yeah, so he a bunch of tweets where he was responding to people. He says, same thing happens to Balor, Shinsuke, Apollo, and many others. WWE kills legacies and the love of the sport. It's what they do best. I do feel this way, and many others do as well. The company kills the love, and you end up being a shell of who you were and going through the motions. He says they haven't for a while. Even when I was IC and US champ, they meant nothing. I'd argue El Generico has a better legacy than Sami Zayn. Okay, he's an idiot.
That's pretty much my takeaway from all of these, but go on.
Well, okay. This one was interesting to me. They took my love of pro wrestling away. I'll never forget how I felt walking into work every week. And that platform was only to make others look good at my expense. And I told them I'd rather quit and go back to the indies and make whatever I'd make there than to come back next week. That one, okay, I sympathize with him, because if that's how he really felt, then yeah, he definitely needed to leave. He wasn't happy. Didn't matter about the money. He wasn't happy, and he wanted to be happy with what he was doing. But I will also say, and from all these comments, he's talking about, the fact that he didn't think his company valued him. Well, the point is his role when he talks about my platform was only to make others look good at my expense. Forget about the at my expense part. You're making others look good. That is your value. That is what you're good at. That's why they kept putting you in the ring with people that they were trying to get over, because they knew you were going to make them look good. And that's not an indictment on you. That's why you were in there with Logan Paul. That's why you were in there with Braun Breaker. That's why you were tag teaming with Braun Strowman. That's because they valued you. And if you didn't feel value, that's fine. You didn't agree with them and you had to leave, but that doesn't mean they didn't value you. And your job was to make people look good. And the funny thing
is, but remember how he set this all up was about his legacy.
Well, yeah. I mean,
which is overblown. It's totally overblown. It really is. I mean, look, I get that he was a hot star on the indies when he got signed.
Mhm.
I get that. But there's a couple of things in here that bug me. Number one, you have friends in this company. You can ask
Mhm.
like there. You can, hey, you're not being pushed to the top. What about me? Everybody thinks they're going to be different unless they fit the box. And everybody knows what the box is.
Mhm.
Now, there were also people in Ricochet's ear telling him he was a can't miss prospect. Much like the 5-star high school athlete who gets to college and then realizes his natural talent
Oh,
isn't going
I
to
know who you're
take him
talking
by.
about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know who disagreed with that person? Your
You.
boy who had a
Yeah.
podcast who said he can't talk.
Yeah. Well, and
It's-
you know what? And you and I were both wrong. He clearly could talk. We just didn't realize it.
Yes. Yeah. And he never went out of his way to show them he could talk. That's the other thing is
Right.
WWE is not there to take care of your career. They
Yeah.
are there to assess your talent and for you to do something to get attention. That is at least under Vince McMahon's reign. That's all. That's the game that gets played when you sign the dotted line for WWE. Is you're told keep your mouth shut, nose to the grindstone, don't push back, whatever. But it doesn't really exist. They're waiting for him to do something. And yeah, you know, once you take that giant RKO that looks great, you know, your athleticism, it's up to you to figure out something to rebuild your character because they're not going to, because all of a sudden your value is now a guy who can make others look good.
Mm-hmm.
And legacy is also overblown in professional wrestling. It's like saying I'm the best. Let's think of another niche art. I'm the best improviser to ever live. Who cares? You know, that guy's named TJ Jagodowski, and he's most famous for Sonic commercials. But
Matt had an interesting comment here. Dragon Gate Ricochet is one of the most explosive, flawless, jaw-dropping wrestlers I've ever seen. WWE underutilized his talents. I don't see why he shouldn't feel bitter about them wasting his prime. I agree with most of that. I 100% agree with your sentiment of what you're saying. You know, like, and I will say, like, I don't think his prime was wasted necessarily, and also I don't necessarily think even if it wasn't necessarily the company's fault. Although, if he felt that way because of what they were doing, then that's why he didn't have the motivation to do his best work, because he felt that he was being wasted. Whether or not he actually was being wasted is a different story. As someone who watched him, and I know Matt doesn't watch WWE, so he probably didn't see his work. To me, his in-ring was a highlight of every show he was on.
yes,
I remember like every pay-per-view, you know, when you would listen to people previewing it, you would say, oh, there's a Ricochet. Okay, that'll be good.
yes.
You know, and if
you'd wait for the Rumble spot, like that Rumble spot with Jake Paul was amazing.
The other Paul,
I mean, Logan Paul, my fault.
Yeah,
sorry.
And the reason he had that was because they valued him. The match that he had, they gave him a prime singles match on I think it was a SummerSlam with like 4 matches on it, and he was one of them because it was important to them to get that match over. And that match, you know, under-delivered, and it was probably Logan Paul's fault. I wouldn't blame Ricochet for it, you know. But he was put in that position, and because they trusted him. And even on his last night there, he was an important, integral part of that Monday Night Raw, and they were still trying to re-sign him. And if they had have re-signed him, he would have been feuding with Braun Breaker, who is a guy that they see as a WrestleMania main eventer down the road.
Yeah, so let me state 2 things as well. I saw him in Lucha Underground live, and I saw him at PWG live. I was there for, and yes, amazing. Paul, what do you get for getting in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame?
You get, you don't even get a plaque. You get a tweet. You get a tweet from.
You get a tweet. He is going to be able to live off of former WWE superstar forever.
He's probably not getting in the Observer Hall of Fame either, by the way.
Well, no, but that's what that's where legacy comes in. Remember?
Yeah.
And
I mean, he might,
but
I don't think so.
or something like. do you think he lost any respect from his peers for going to WWE and trying to get in there?
No, but he may lose some respect from his peers for these tweets.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like if I'm Balor and Rick and Nakamura and whoever else he mentioned there, I might not be happy that he threw me in there, as somebody
you bought
that's
the
not
ticket and you took the ride. I don't understand what he's complaining about. I mean, I
Well,
get
I
that
do. And you know what? Some of this is in character. Some of this is he's riling people up. That comment about Sami Zayn and El Generico, either he's a complete moron or he's a troll. And I choose to believe he's trolling, because if he actually believes that, this dude is like so far gone. Like if he believes that El Generico has a bigger legacy than Sami Zayn, I'm sorry. Like Sami Zayn headlined WrestleMania. Sami Zayn, is a huge part of the biggest wrestling company in the world for the last 10 years.
Yes.
And El Generico was seen by, thousands of people.
He got a world title push.
Yes.
In terms of being the guy to main event at least one or two shows as the number one contender. And people bought into him possibly winning now twice. You can't say there's this thing where you have to perform on social media, and I don't know if he's trolling or if he's serious, but if he's serious, this is just ridiculous stuff.
Imagine you're an NBA player capable of scoring 20 plus a game, but the team won't give you minutes, forces you to play a position that doesn't fit your strengths, and refuses to trade or release you. Well, that would be terrible, except I don't necessarily agree with that analogy, because I see him now like he's the thing is, he's not like, his wrestling is maybe better, but it's arguable whether or not you want to say it's better or not. He is definitely more entertaining, but is anybody buying a pay-per-view?
I'm going to push back on Matt's comparison, because this isn't a draft issue. This was a free agent signed to go there.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't fit in their system necessarily, because...
Or he did fit in. They figured out a way to make him work in the system.
Yes. Yes,
the fact
for
that
American wrestling
wasn't
and
happy,
WWE. Yes.
Yeah, the fact that he wasn't happy doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't happy with him.
I wasn't pushed to the moon, therefore my career in WWE was a failure. No.
Right. Yeah, like if I would say it's more like you're a role player, but you're not happy with your team because you don't like the owner and the manager. And now you're in a team where you do like the owner and the manager. You're still a role player, but you're having a lot of fun and you're with your friends, and it's great.
It's the character actor that thinks he should be mainlining the picture.
Yeah. But, or you're going from like Broadway to, or, like he went from Broadway to like the movies, or he went from his local theaters to Broadway, and now he's, at another Broadway. And, I'm not going to say AEW or WWE. They're both major league companies. There's no question.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not arguing that he's not justified to feel bitter. That's not my point. Like, he felt bitter. He explained why he felt bitter. I agree. Like, I understand his sentiment, and he needed to get out of there. There's no question he needed to get out of there. And you know what? And he took a risk because he gave up a guaranteed contract, and there's no guarantee it was going to work in AEW. And I honestly didn't think it would, because I thought his wrestling is no better than 30 guys they have there. So his wrestling is not going to stand out. But I didn't know he had this personality in
especially
him.
Week after week, when you put him on every week and go, oh, look at this great wrestling.
And if it was just the wrestling,
we can do that. Yeah.
He wouldn't be as over as he is if it was just the wrestling. He wouldn't be headlining a faction. He'd be Jack Perry, they
wouldn't release him when he wanted him to. Yeah. Welcome to professional athletics.
Yeah. Right, because they probably knew that the AEW would pounce on it, because Tony's probably wanted this guy since the day he started the company.
I root for a team where people want to get released all the time.
Here's a good one. Movies to sitcoms are a good experience, and Robert Reed hated being Mike Brady, but he chose that gig. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate. I just don't think that number one, I don't think he should have thrown his former coworkers under the bus like that and mention them, and to assume that they are feeling as defeated as he is. Now, even if they are, you probably don't want to put it out there, because now his bosses are going to be unhappy with them. And if they aren't, then they're going to be mad at him. So either way, like there's There's no positive to doing that. You can say
Yeah,
your
but
own
I mean,
experience.
he's miserable because of his own expectations, which were way too high to begin with.
Right. Well, I mean, if he thought he was going to be a WrestleMania main eventer, then yeah. He wanted to wrestle more. I can believe that.
He wanted to have been Brock Lesnar or something. It's like, that's not happening.
When he got to work and he was told, okay, you're going to get 3 minutes with Chad Gable.
Right.
He probably thought, I'd probably rather have 10 minutes and I could do a really good match. And well, no, sorry, you got 3.
Yeah.
And I can totally understand that.
I can understand being upset about it, but that's the kind of thing you don't air out in public either.
You just do what you do. You know what? He won. He's in a company he likes. He's making a shitload of money, and he's having the time of his life.
Exactly.
There's no need to.
You had a job that you hated? Welcome to everybody else in the world.
Yeah. Now you got a job you love, and you're making a lot of money. So you know what? You won. Great. You know what? And you know what? I'll continue to enjoy his work. I'm not going to hold anything against Ricochet because he spoke his mind.
I think this is the best he's been in terms of character.
Why not air in public? I'm not even saying don't air your feelings in public. I'm saying don't throw your former coworkers under the bus.
I said don't air them in public
because
it's like one of those things where it's like it just comes off as somebody of privilege whining to me. But that's me.
Well, and the other thing is, I mean, if you ever want to work anywhere else but AEW again.
Yes.
And I'm not even talking about WWE. Like other places might look at that and say, well, he's a malcontent. But obviously I don't think he's got anything to worry about. I think Tony will have him working as long as he wants to work. And, when he retires, he'll have a ton of money and he'll sit and count it with his beautiful wife.
Yeah, go be an accountant if you don't want to wrestle for WWE, but they're not obligated to let you go to somewhere else where you can,
But he got out. He got out.
He got out. Yeah,
he
waited his time.
Yeah,
he's fine. And
I would say actually, I'd say the last time I enjoyed him as much as I'm enjoying him now is probably Lucha Underground. Maybe NXT.
I'd probably say the PWG run while he was in Lucha Underground.
And I didn't see that. So yeah, I didn't see that. I did like him in NXT, but I think this is better than in NXT. So
I agree.
Yeah, he had great matches in NXT. No question about that. And he was utilized to probably his potential then. And he got better.
And he didn't last that long in NXT before they brought him up to the main roster. They saw what they had in that, but it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, you're the athletic guy, and we're going to put you on every week, and you're going to have good matches. And then it's like
they needed him at the time. They needed something to compete with what AEW was doing. And he was important to that. So whether or not he sees that value, and the fact that he doesn't is too bad for him. Like, and maybe, 20 years from now, maybe he'll look back and he'll say, you know what, maybe I was valued. And I mean, not to say that he wasn't valued more in AEW. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Like, I don't deny that the company was bad for him, but it's at the same time where it's like, it's a two-way street to me a little bit. It's like, okay, you gotta do something to help yourself a little bit in this situation. And it's either get a better mindset or start pitching more.
Yeah. And we don't know whether he was or not.
Yeah, we don't.
I mean, he may have been. So, but again, the moral of the story is now he got out and he's better off for it. So, doing great work. Shit. Where are my Dynamite notes? Hang on. You know what? I sent them from my old account. Remember I was telling you this off air, and I'll bet you it's in my spam folder.
Spam.
It's not in my spam folder.
Oh, we started with some.
Let me check my sent folder from my old account. Holy shit. Uh-oh. I might be in trouble here. Hang on.
He lost.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
I
found my notes. Okay, good. Oh my God, I was worried. Okay, I got my notes. Hopefully this is the right week. Remember that time I downloaded the wrong week?
That was awesome.
Yeah. And I didn't figure it out till we were like partway through the show. Okay, open. All right, here we go. Want to get into this show? And
sure,
spoiler alert.
You're still pissed about it, so yeah.
Yeah, well, but you know what? I mean, I would say we'll probably be like about at least 45 minutes before we get to the spot that pissed me off. So if you want to hear a positive review, stick around and then just leave when we get to the main event. Hey, we got a Dever Hodis.
Dave Rotis, I think is how you
Dave
say
Rotis.
that.
Nice to see you. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah. And one last thing on Ricochet, because I like this comment. He lost his athleticism while waiting to be released. I think that's a lot of the business. Never got shown a big stage. What an incredible athlete he was. I think that, you know what? You're downplaying that freaking match, that stuff he did with Logan Paul. Like, more people saw that than anybody.
I also think the amount of athleticism can be attributed to age more than anything, but that's
yeah. I mean, that was going to happen. But I guess what he's saying is he was at his peak while he was there and he didn't get to show it. But I think he did. I mean, he had a lot of great matches. Probably would have had more in AEW. I'm not even.
His debut match blew people away in terms of the NXT, at least. So I mean, but yeah, that was
5 stars. Wasn't that like that?
That was that ladder match in New Orleans. Remember? Yeah.
Oh, we got a super chat. Who got put in the body bag and treated worse, Darby or Punk on Monday? Punk on Monday. Was he in a body bag?
Not literally, figuratively.
I didn't.
They're saying it. And actually, I think Drew McIntyre was more put in the body bag than Punk. But
well, yeah, but he's also a heel, so I'm not.
Darby likes the body bag. That's the difference.
I thought he was going to say Darby or Gabe Kidd, and I think Darby. Like, man, that car was going fast. I don't know if he was in it when the car was going that fast, so that's a difference. Yeah. So thanks for the question, Plethora. That was funny. Gave us both a chuckle. I mean, Roman got some good digs in on Punk, but that
was a phenomenal go home segment. Okay,
you know what? I didn't like it as much as you or Dave or Brian. I gave it like a 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was good. I thought it was good moments. There was some stuff that I didn't like. Garrett really didn't like it at all. We talked about it on the takedown, and yeah, but I thought it was good. I just
be wrong.
Yeah, I'm waiting. No, but I'm really looking forward to the match though. Like, I didn't realize they'd only had one singles match, and it was on like a Raw in like.
Paul, this is an AEW show. Let's get to.
I know. Okay, so we started out with pre-tape promos for like a bunch of matches on the show. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was like very happy. MJF and Brody first, and then we got on Kenny. And he says he blamed Callis for Andrade's attack on him, and your efforts tonight will be absolutely impotent. Then Callis does promos for all the matches that his guys got, because they're all over the show. They got a trios match with the Death Riders. Archer's behind him, even though he's not in the match. Hangman and Davis, and Andrade and Kenny. So he's in like 3/5 of the matches. He called Kenny something that got bleeped. I'm assuming it was a cuck, but I'm not positive what he called him. Whatever it was, the censors didn't like it. And then the Babes of Wrath cut a promo for an Eliminator match with a team that now officially has the second worst name in AEW, and that is Mega Bad. The worst being whatever they're calling Jet Speed and Hangman this week. And Penelope said that Megan left a trail of dead bodies, and then Megan said Penelope was injured for a long time and came back. It's like, okay. Not a ringing endorsement, but
this was 50-50 because MJF was fantastic. Brody once again starts neutral and just can't get there. Kenny, can someone wake Kenny Omega up and tell him it's showtime? Because that dude gives the sleepiest damn promos. Yeah, hey, cool. We're gonna have a match, and I'm gonna use a big word here. Yeah. Way to sell me on it, Kenny. Babes of Wrath are always fan because you can't shut off Harley.
No.
And Megan was great, and Penelope tried.
Yeah. But I applaud the effort. So maybe the execution.
There's a lot of me applauding effort on this show, by the way, because I thought also Statlander was the same way. Statlander tried something.
I love just the fact that they were doing this stuff.
Yeah,
I think it was like Alvarez that mentioned, like, you know, we and he will ask for video packages, and people, oh, we don't need video packages, we want wrestling, blah blah blah. But then when they actually do them, they're great, and everybody loves them, and nobody complains about them.
That's why you should not listen to comments ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, because these were great, and there was something on this show that I thought was. This is the best profile piece I've seen on anybody on any show in a long time, and we'll get to it. And you might even be surprised at what I say it is. So we opened with the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. Now, I will say I had a hard time getting into this match because We already saw the Death Riders against the Don Callis family a couple weeks ago, and it was a street fight. And this was just a regular match. Now, there were different people involved in this one, I believe. I'm not going to look it up. But this one was Moxley, Pac, and Danny Garcia against Konosuke Takeshita, El Clone, and Josh Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And I noted that Pac seemed to recover from whatever fake injury he had, because he didn't have the crutch anymore. Last time we saw him, he was hobbling around on a crutch. And even when the crutch got taken away, he was hobbling off stage. So I applaud the selling, but clearly he wasn't injured. And because that was 2 weeks ago. They built to Mox and Takeshita. They came in, they were only in there for a second, and then they were out again, but then they had another exchange later on. I noted here that the building was tiny, but the people made a ton of noise, so that was cool.
Yeah, it was where they used to have the Ultimate Fighter finals.
Yep. But I think the stage and the ring took up a lot more space, so there wasn't as much room for seats. I think this is this the same place they did it? They might have done an NXT show from here too, not that long ago. I think
maybe.
I might be wrong.
I thought they always booked NXT in the T-Mobile. So
no. I mean, they have, but this wasn't like a stand and deliver. This was like just a regular one.
Okay.
They did one from the UFC PI, but I think they did one from here too at one point. I could be wrong. Someone will correct me later.
I think it was Thomas and Mack Center that you're thinking of.
You may be right. So I noted there was no Taz and no Danielson this week, and which is interesting. Did you hear the Bully Ray? What he said?
Yes, he's full of it.
I believe he is as well, but it was interesting because he said.
But that trip from Seattle or even Arizona, depending on where he is, to Las Vegas is not a long one, which gives me pause.
Now, he may have weeks off built into his contract, and that's fine if he does. Good for him. But where was Taz? I mean, maybe, you know what? He traveled the last couple of weeks. Maybe it was hard for him, so he had to stay home.
That's a 4 or 5 hour, 4-hour flight usually. So yeah.
But last week they were in Texas. That's not much better from New York.
True.
So yeah. But anyways, they weren't there. So it was just Shivani and Excalibur. And I much prefer a 2-man booth. So even if this isn't their top group, but I will take 2 people over 3 just about any time. They went through a break. There was nothing much happening. Then Mox and Takeshita got in. They started trading blows. Then they landed suplex, forearms. Clone tried to get involved. He dove from the top rope, and Mox gave him a midair cutter. That was awesome. Then Garcia tagged in after Moxley had lariated Takeshita. Garcia put Takeshita in a dragon tamer. At this point, I'm wondering if Garcia is the champion and they're building a Garcia Takeshita match, and it got worse from there. Moxley stomped him in the head while he was in the dragon tamer. Then Alexander broke up the pin. Everyone starts hitting their moves. Then Garcia tried another dragon tamer, but Takeshita rolled him up. Takeshita hits a blue thunder bomb. And I thought, okay, match is over. That was a good match. It was a lot of fun. Garcia kicks out. Then he goes for a power drive knee. Garcia blocks it. Then Takeshita hits this awesome looking reverse pile driver and a wheelbarrow suplex. All the Callis family triple teamed him. Then he hits the power drive knee. Garcia kicks out again. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Like, what? And then Takeshita hit Raging Fire and gets the win. Now, on Garcia, I should point out. So I guess the mentality here is Garcia was going to eat the fall, so they wanted to make him look good before it happened. But they didn't need to. They're overthinking this. The match is Takeshita and Moxley. We do not need to let Daniel Garcia look like he did in this match. I'm sorry.
No, they needed to go home after that lovely chain of events by the Callis family, looking like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And it also needed Don Callis on commentary to point out how awesome they were all working together. Like El Clone in this match was freaking great.
He reminded me of like Hechicero, the way he usually is in these matches. Yeah.
Yes.
And that would have been good because Garcia had already kicked out of the Blue Thunder Bomb once. So he did
he did look
good.
It's also such a weird combination of the Callis family and watching all 3 of them in that last go home segment to get to a 2 count against Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
It frustrated me too because it looked like this. What I was thinking in my brain was, this is what I want the Callis family to be. I want them to be a gang who knows each other. and they can do this type of damage if they're all on the same page. And unfortunately, what we got was too quickly going to the Okada Takeshita breakup thing. But
yeah,
I
Okada on this show unless I missed it, right?
No, I love the Callis family in this. I enjoyed this match, but Daniel Garcia being this, I don't even think he should have been in the match. I think it should have been Claudio, and then it becomes, and then
Claudio's doing another match,
right? But then who eats the pin?
He just has to be in that 3-way on Collision. Yeah, so I mean, you know what? This match was actually probably like a microcosm of the whole show, because I love the match up until the thing. And even, you know what, if you're building something for Daniel Garcia, then I would have loved this, but we're not. So I didn't quite understand why they did what they did. But the match was great. Like, I no question about that. And the Callis family, I love them working together. But yeah, you're right. That should have been the pin. And it wouldn't have hurt Daniel Garcia one bit, because he did get to kick out of the Blue Thunder Bomb before all that. So yeah, it was good. And he had actually kicked out of that reverse pile driver too. Or no, that was set up. Yeah,
that's that drop down scared the hell out of me, the way he
landed. And then he followed it up with the
and almost an Alabama slam. They call it a German suplex, but that was closer to an Alabama slam, or a reverse Alabama slam. But
Renee was with Swerve and Nana, so she asks how he feels about losing to Andrade and being out of the world title picture, and he's pissed and he doesn't want to answer her question. And Nana says, our focus is where it's always been, at the top of all elite wrestling. Just because we lost one match, we don't lose focus. We ain't going nowhere. That was a double negative. So that means they're going somewhere. Am I crazy feeling like a different person produced the show? Layout, video package, everything else felt quite different. I don't think that's true, that person. But I do agree with you. Like, it did feel different, and I loved like a lot.
This was a total my guest at this time WWE backstage segment, instead of just why do we care that they have to walk in? Let's just show them on screen and do that. Now the thing I took away from this segment is Nana is really showing off that embassy towel.
Oh. So you think he's bringing in some reinforcements?
I think we're getting a stable.
I wonder who they would put in there.
Gates of Agony. No.
Well, it could. I mean, and Ricochet.
Mayhaps. I just, it feels like.
Now, would Swerve be a part of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe too, because I think we've been talking about Swerve for a little while, and we'll get more of that later. Then we got a Will Ospreay video package, and I like the video package. It's really well done. It reminded people who he is, showed a lot of his highlights, talked about his neck injury. He said he feels like he's already there. He loves AEW, but then he doesn't know when he's coming back. And then Excalibur after the thing says, we hope he'll be back soon, but we don't know. And then they put up a tweet on the screen saying, Bruv is coming back soon. And I'm like, okay, is he coming back soon? Did I miss something? Like, I don't, like, maybe he is. I don't know, but you would think if he was, they would have said that.
Grand Slam Australia would be a great place, but I think it's more likely Revolution.
For Ospreay?
That he shows up, yeah.
Oh, just shows up, not wrestling.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, he was at the Wrestle Kingdom, moving really limber. Like, he did not want to move his neck. I will say.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, he could make an appearance. I thought it was weird when they were in London that he didn't show up in there. Like, that was weird. But Ospreay will be back at Grand Slam. I mean, that'd be cool. Although I'm not watching that show, so I wasn't going to be able to anyways, and now I'm boycotting it. So. Which is real easy to do when you weren't going to watch it anyways. Although maybe I'll watch it when I get back. I don't know.
You are such a negative Nancy tonight. I don't know what's up.
It's not happy with the main event. Okay.
I'm totally trolling you, Paul.
Next we get Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm in action. And I skipped the entrances, so I don't know if they actually identified them beforehand. And at one point, Excalibur referred to one of them as that man. And finally Shivani said both of their names, so I knew who it was. And I realized it's Brittany Brooks and Jordan Oasis. I believe these are two people that were recently released from the WWE ID program. And
I knew Brittany was signed in November, so if they were recently,
she might still be in then.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, Jordan Oasis was definitely released. I know that.
Okay.
Because he was all over Evolve and then he got released. Brittany Brooks is the I don't know if wife or girlfriend of Rich Swann. And yeah, 100%. Trust me. Let me just look. I'm gonna look up her cage match because it usually says if they're part of
Sue Young's
WWE.
on the market. I didn't know that.
What did I? No, not Rich Swann. Sorry, Chris Bay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. Brittany Brooks, 21 years old.
Jeff has a type.
Maybe she's not in the ID program. I think you might have been thinking about Lainey Luck.
No, Sean Ross Sapp did a tweet, and this was like November 25th of last year that she was signed to WWE ID. Now, if she was quickly dropped, then she could be on this. I think there's a possibility that she's dropped tomorrow.
Well, yeah, if oh, you know what? November 17th, 2025, WWE ID women's title 6-way elimination match. She was in it. So
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I have not seen her on Evolve, so that's why I wasn't sure. But interesting. Yeah, if she yeah. G from LA called me out on the Rich Swann thing. Sorry.
Yeah, a bunch of people did.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I mixed up because they are very different. Chris Bay and Rich Swann. They are. No, I'm not even being facetious. Yeah. So anyways, this match was nothing much. It was a lot of comedy. And
I admired the obnoxiousness of the local talent.
Yeah.
I did. I thought that was perfect squash. Like arrogant, way in over their head geeks who just get geeked out. I loved it.
Yeah. It was and Tony wore a jean suit / skirt, gets her own version of a Canadian tuxedo. And yeah, it was a lot of comedy. They did a power slap exchange and Cassidy ducked out with his hands in his pockets. A lot of fun.
Taking shots at PKO.
Yeah, and they got the win. I didn't even write down how the match ended. I was more concerned with who these people were. So then they did a promo after. Orange Cassidy said he's not sure that hair versus hair match is a good idea. Tony says, without my hair, I'd look like a boiled egg or an angry penis. I'd look hideous, disgusting. And the camera pans over to old bald Luther, and he looks all sad.
I was waiting for Luther to take a bump on this, but no.
Yeah, Tony felt bad. Crowd's chanting bald. She says, but I'm timeless Tony Storm, and you are freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and it's not going to go down like that. One of two things will happen. You will give Wheeler Yuta a cute little comb over, or I will make Marina looks like Mox. The crowd popped for that. And yeah, I liked it. The promo was fine. It is weird that they're doing a hair versus hair match that is being done for comedy, but whatever. It'll
Who do you
be
think
great.
Gets shaved?
Wheeler.
All right.
I mean, it could be Marina would be a letdown.
I'm thinking Marina.
Marina might as well be bald now. Like I don't know.
Looking like what's her face from the Straight Edge Society. Yeah.
What Serena?
Yeah.
Who was the woman who got shaved to join the Nightmare Collective? Do you remember?
Mel,
right? I just watched where they pulled Mel out of the crowd, and they were cutting her hair, and they cut off so much hair. That was so bad. Like that. I don't know how that show stayed on the air.
Get paid.
What?
Get paid.
Well, they weren't making much money back then, too. I think
That's
they were.
right. I'm sure she got something slipped to her for cutting her hair.
Oh no, her. I'm talking AEW. Like I don't know how that show survived, but WWE was so bad at the time too. So that's part of it. Laurent wants to know where's Mina? Is she injured? I don't know. She might be because you know what?
She was just on a week ago.
The last time I saw her, she took a couple bad bumps, so it's possible she might be.
She's also not part of this story, so you keep her away.
I thought she was. Wasn't it a love triangle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think she might be hurt. Don't quote me. I haven't heard anything. I'm just speculating. So they pitched to Darby Allin earlier, had an unexpected visit from the War Dogs. Gabe Kidd attacked him. and it was Kevin Nash and Rey Mysterio. He lawn darted him into the side of a trailer, spits on his image that was on the trailer. Connor hit him with a tire, which is a callback to New Japan because he used it in every match. It was called Wheel Son. And they threw him in the trunk and drove away. But before they did, Connor goes, "Let's ride." And I really like Clark Connors, so I'm
gonna go Alvarez on this. Let's
Okay.
identify Clark Connors because we didn't until the end of the show.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't let Kevin Ely hear you say that.
I mean, I knew who Clark Connors was. Don't get me wrong, but it's like just one of those things where I'm just doing the. All right, let's identify him if he's going to be part of this roster. Right up front.
He is
he's
signed,
part of the
right?
War Dogs.
He is signed, right?
So I don't know.
Oh, I think he is. You know what? I had when I opened my phone today, there was like, you know how sometimes when you go into Google Chrome and there's like they're showing headlines and they always show me wrestling ones for some reason. And one of them says new NJPW star signs with All Elite Wrestling. I didn't click on it because I didn't care. But that must be Clark Connors. I'm assuming.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I don't know though. It could be anybody. I've heard rumors about a number of different people. I know Hiromu's leaving, Finley.
Yeah.
Can't remember who else. I kind of thought Finley.
Evil.
I thought this Evil, right? Yeah.
They group in the Evil, Hiromu, and Dave Finley together.
I thought that the stuff they were doing in NXT recently had to do with David Finley, but maybe I was wrong. Curry.
No, the other Finley just joined with Lexus King, and
I know, and that's why I thought they were that was the reason. I figured they bring in the other one too. Curry had said he had to explain to my girlfriend who Connors was. Hey, you know what? Congratulations on having a girlfriend, John. I'm just kidding. She loves Tekla, and for those that don't know, Tekla and Clark Connors are an item.
with you today? God.
Talent out the door of NJPW is pretty crazy. Yeah. Well, at least if they go to AEW, they can always come back. So that's cool.
Yeah, but they're coming to the States, Paul.
I know.
With all their non-talent, and they'll probably have the Good Brothers on the show or something.
No. So next we got Hangman Page and Mark Davis. And this was interesting because
it's so
weird. Well, no, I mean, what was interesting was that they even did this match because after last week, remember how confused we were after Tony Schiavone's promo about what was happening? And then
this match had no usage on this show.
Oh, no, it did. Because Hangman had to win this match in order to get to that number one contenders match in Australia that he was already in.
Okay.
And that's why they put this match. And I just thought it was so dumb. They could have just said he's got the match by virtue of being a former champion. I guess the reason that, the other reason for this match was they wanted to show that Davis was a good wrestler, and he is. He had a really good performance here. He took like 75% of this match.
Nobody and I don't in that audience gave a shit because they were all sitting on their hands.
So I'm watching this, and they're doing like they did a bunch of stuff where like back and forth, and Davis is just killing them with lariats and Death Valley drivers, and Hangman's kicking out, and a couple of them were like real close kickouts, and they actually repeated a spot at one point, which I didn't like. Davis got to kick out of a dead eye, which I was shocked. And and it was at that point when I realized, you know what? Like I'd be like super into this match if Mark Davis had even an ounce of credibility. And that's the issue. And at one point, Excalibur says between this match and last week against FTR, Mark Davis has had the two greatest matches of his life. And I'm like, first of all, you're lying. And secondly, if you're right, he's had a pretty bad life. Because, I mean, this was a good match, but it's not even in his top 10.
Are we going to get a series of tweets about his legacy and how they're
I don't know. That whole Billy Gunn thing. Yeah, like, so, I mean, I like the match. And you know what? It showed that they could do more with the Mark Davis, and
it was good. It was good. I you know what? You just, boy, right after that other match with FTR, I do some building with him a little bit in terms of, as a monster in the Callis family. Hey, I lost my partner. Let's explain why we're doing this right now, type of a thing.
Yeah, or team him up with Archer or something.
That too.
Yeah, but if you want him as a single, that's great. Maybe give him some squash matches, or even like a competitive match.
Have him be so pissed that his partner got hurt that he wants to take it out on Hangman. Just give me an
There you
explanation
go.
of why
Yeah.
this is happening.
Hey, you know what?
Give me the
You're
principle.
busy with your world title mix, so I'm going to take it out on your friends.
Yeah.
And then he wrestles John Silver, Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds. You know what? Those guys would bump like maniacs for this dude. And he gets 3 impressive wins, and then he has this match with Hangman.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
you and I are on the same wavelength on this.
But the match was great. I gave it 4 stars. I liked the match. I wish I would have been more into Davis and thought he had any chance of winning. And you know what? It's funny when they announced this. If they would have said the winner gets the match in Grand Slam, then I would have thought, maybe Mark Davis could win because it's in Australia. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he gets an upset. Maybe somebody interferes and helps him win or something. But as soon as they said Hangman has to win, at no point was it said Mark Davis gets the match in Australia if he wins. So it was not. What was that?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this wasn't Swerve and Andrade. This wasn't like winner advances. This was winner advances if your name is Hangman. That they literally pretty much said that.
The boys in marketing for this heel run need to get rid of Dunkzilla. I'm sorry, it's a stupid nickname.
Some people like that, He's real popular with the ladies. Did you know that?
He's a heel.
He's real popular with the ladies. I'll just tell you that. They like the badunkadunk in the trunk. That was for Lady B. She just did a spit take. Hopefully he can stay healthy. That's his biggest issue. Yeah, I agree. He's had some bad luck with injuries. Hopefully, I agree. Hangman got a mic afterwards. He said he hopes to see Kenny Omega at Grand Slam. If he wins there, then he's going to get MJF at Revolution, and he will stomp MJF's tiny little balls and take back the championship he never lost. So now people are going to be chanting tiny balls at MJF. In fact, I think they did later tonight. Okay. Yeah, that worked so well in WWE with The Miz. Then we got my favorite thing on the show. You know what it was?
The Kevin Knight video?
Yes. They pitched to it the Jet Kevin Knight. This thing was freaking awesome. It showed his highlights. It had this cool funk music playing behind it. It's almost like animated where like his picture is coming out of the screen at you while the highlights are playing in behind. This thing was so fucking cool. He looked 3
months too late. Yeah, exactly.
Well, whatever. It happened. I'm happy. If they can do this, do this again. Do it for Ace Austin. Do it for, the next guy you sign. Like, do this all
Brian
the time.
Keith. Do it for Brian Keith because he's on the same level.
Yeah, do it for freaking Johnny Gargano when he shows up next week. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think it might.
I don't know. I think he's on that weird list of Tonys that they'll never sign him, like Toru Yano.
Really?
Him,
they had a chance,
Cross.
Right? Yeah, he was a free agent, and they didn't even make him an offer. Yeah, weird. But yeah, were you guys shocked? I mean, we'll talk about this, but I was. Yeah, I was. Okay, well, there you go. I saw a lot of people thinking he was going to win, so I was surprised that he did.
Baker. What is wrong?
Yeah.
Stop it.
First time they actually made Kevin Knight look like a superstar is important in AEW. I mean, winning over Okada probably was a good step.
Can I tell you what I think it might be also? Because there was a moment in this video that was interesting. And it was the fist bump with Swerve.
Oh, maybe
it might be. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're setting up the heel turn.
Could be. I mean, he could turn his back on Hangman and Speedball or something.
Yeah.
They also showed him pinning Hobbs, and I'm all here for the Petty.
Yeah, sure. Petty's good.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that too. Yeah, so I loved it. And then we got, that was my favorite, 30 seconds of the show, but this match I absolutely adored. Andrade El Idolo and Kenny Omega. Now, let me preface this by saying you can have your Bandito, your Ricochet, your Mystico, your Gunther, even, I will say. Whoever you think is the best in the world is nowhere near Kenny Omega. I'm sorry. I will die on that hill. Kenny Omega is the best when it comes to bell-to-bell wrestling. He is just on a different level from everyone else. Like most of the time, like I watch so much wrestling, right? I watch like 3,700 matches a year, some stupid number like that. And
Right.
most of the time, I can tell exactly what's going to happen as it's happening. I can't do that with Kenny Omega. His stuff, and it all makes sense, but it all plays into each other, and he doesn't do the same thing over and over again. And he just thinks so much about what he's doing, and I just absolutely loved it. I just love this match. Callis was on commentary, and I wrote down so much here. He said a lot of people came just to see Andrade take off his shirt. Said he should be on a romance novel riding a horse. In Mexico, we call him muy guapo. They reminded us of Andrade's attack on Omega. Callis called himself the greatest recruiter in history, and he's built the family into the biggest faction in wrestling history. And I have the secret sauce to beat Kenny Omega. And Shivani's like, yeah, a screwdriver. I like that. Andrade was making a comeback, and the fans were booing him, so that's good because on Collision they were cheering him, and even last week, and yeah, because they're just totally into Omega. Right before the break, he found these bosom lasses at ringside, and he's flirting with them. There's 4 of them. They all look identical, but I trust me, there were 4 different people. But like he's got a type because these women all got big boobs, dark hair, and are beautiful. And and
I absolutely love the bit that he's advertising he's single.
yeah,
That's another form of petty.
yeah. And yeah, so I'm here for it. And yeah, so he went into their arms, took a selfie. Callis said we should charge an entrance fee for that. He's great. And what I really loved was later on in the night, those women were still there. So it wasn't just for this match. I saw them on camera a few times. So they come back from the break, and then it got really good in terms of the match. Andrade missed a moonsault. He went for another. Omega got his knees up. He missed a knee drive in the corner. Andrade got the figure 4. Rather than trying to break it up like every other person does, Kenny Omega, or rather than trying to reverse it, Kenny was actually trying to break it up. He finally gets out, hit 2 Snapdragon suplex. Then he hit a knee to the back of the head, put him on the top rope. Don Callis thought he was going to do the one-winged angel, but Andrade reversed it into a powerbomb. And then Andrade hit the hammerlock DDT. Fans are chanting, "This is awesome." He went for the DM, and I love that they're calling it the DM because that's another dig at the whole line about, Kaiser's in your DMs. And slap exchange goes into forearms and elbows. Omega hit the V trigger out of nowhere, went for another, but Andrade hit a spinning back elbow, and they're both down. Callis gets up on the apron, tosses Andrade a screwdriver. Swerve comes out, takes the screwdriver away, but then the ref sees this, tries to get involved, and Andrade takes that chance to give Kenny Omega a low blow, and then he hit the DM and got the win. And I was surprised by the finish, but it makes total sense. Now we're going to get Andrade and Hangman at the Grand Slam, and the winner of that's going to get MJF. So we save Hangman MJF for like a pay-per-view or something. We save Hangman MJF, we save Kenny Hangman and Kenny MJF for bigger things. And we also set up Kenny Omega and Swerve, which we'll get into in a second. I love this match.
I really liked. I think you undersold Andrade a bit in this match. Love that.
It's because I love Kenny.
I know.
Yeah,
it's because
Andrade was great, no question.
I'm. Kenny's fine.
Kenny's the best.
Whatever. Yeah, I wish he'd sell more. But anyways, no, this
he
match
sells
was great.
differently.
It was.
Okay, I'll stop.
Look, the match was everything it needed to be, and the booking was absolutely correct on all of this.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I would have been happy if Omega won, because then we get Omega Hangman, which is a really big match. But I understand why they wanted to probably do that on a pay-per-view. And yeah, and Andrade's a hot new guy. Get him into that world title match. He should probably beat Hangman too, honestly.
I'm kind of thinking that.
Yeah, and because Hangman is too involved with other things right now, and yes. Andrade is. And the thing is,
we have to settle this Kenny Swerve Hangman thing that's looming over here. So I would have Andrade win, probably in a similar fashion.
Yeah. Kenny's the second best person from Winnipeg. I know John's referring to like Jericho or Callis, so I'm not even going to take the bait.
Oh, it's on
Um,
about you. Stop it.
Yeah. He Matt loved the post match. We'll get into this. So after the match, Kenny and Swerve are left in the ring and they're arguing with each other. And Kenny's pissed at him. They start shoving each other. Security comes in to break it up. So clearly we're getting Hangman and Kenny, which they've been building that for like a month already, maybe longer. And we've seen it. So and that could be the impetus to maybe getting your new Emily. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Emily is number one. So I love it. So let's go. Then we got a video package for Brody King. It was good. It wasn't as good as the Kevin Knight one, but it was all right. He said sometimes violence is the answer. They showed him winning a bunch of squash matches. That was cool. Then we got Renee with Statlander. This is the one you referred to earlier. So apparently, because last week Statlander and Tekla had a match and Statlander won clean, now they're doing a rematch with a stip. I don't understand why, but
no. It was because in agreement for, and I tend to think that this was because of the collision tag match, and this was a pre-tape because Statlander said I agreed not to be out there for the Babes of Wrath match. That I'll give you a rematch with a stipulation.
And because she came out?
No, but in agreement for not coming out.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's weird. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever. It was weird, and I think it was in reference to the collision match on Saturday between the two.
Oh, because there was no interference. Tekla gets a rematch. Okay,
right.
I mean, they could have set up something. They could have, but whatever. So they're doing a rematch. There's going to be a stip. Statlander won't tell her what the stip is. She said, "I need something deserving of the AEW sickos. I got to prove that I can get more toxic than Tekla. If you're a good little girl, Stat Daddy will tell you and the whole world on Collision, but you better pray that the Cosmic Killer is just a nickname." That's cool.
They better belt Tekla.
Well, they should have done it last week, but I mean, I don't know. Statlander's good. You know what? I watched again. It was her first official match under AEW contract. It was on the same show I was talking about earlier, and she looks so different now. Like it doesn't even barely looks like the same person. And the funny thing is back then she looked more like she probably would have done really well in WWE, and now she's in the perfect place. So I don't know what that says, but if you go back and look at her back then, I mean the gimmick was weird, but the actual like body and wrestling and everything. But I will say also, she hasn't really improved that much in terms of in-ring. But her presentation, like her character and her connection with the crowd and everything, is definitely a lot better. But the actual wrestling the problem is they don't wrestle enough to get significantly better. So this led into Babes of Wrath against Mega Bad, which is Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, because Megan is the Megasis and Penelope is the bad girl.
Explaining this?
Yeah. Well, because why you're calling a team Mega Bad? I figure that deserves an explanation. They're actually mega good, but their team name is Mega Bad. They're actually a pretty good team, actually. Anyways, they announced during this match that Moxley and Takeshita will be wrestling for the Continental title at Grand Slam. It'll be Moxley's first title defense since winning the belt in the C2. That's weird. Nothing much happened during the first part of the match for the break. We come back, and I noticed that Bain had worked almost the entire match. Willow hit her with a pounce. Both of them made tags. Harley's running wild. She had a backdrop suplex for 2. We got some light Harley chants. Then immediately Penelope tags in Megan again. They went for a double suplex. Harley reversed that, which surprised me. Willow and Harley do a double suplex on Megan. Penelope took them both down with a top rope blockbuster. Everyone's down. 3 people chanted, "This is awesome." It couldn't have been more than 3. Go back and listen. Harley hit a tilt-a-whirl DDT on Megan. Willow hit a spine buster. Bain threw Ford into Willow. That was cool. Took her out. Then they did the Doomsday Device on Harley. Harley had a rough landing. They need a new finisher, but they got the pin. And so that was an eliminator match. So now they're going to get a title match. That's cool.
It's a good match. I hate eliminators. Just build to a match. But it's not the worst stip that they did on this show. in terms of things that they've brought back. So it's fine.
It is weird that they had 2 eliminator matches, and spoiler alert, the challenger won both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a rant when we get to the Ciampa promo.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's
Which
next.
I think is next.
Yeah. So we got a video package. Ciampa's got the belt. He said that since he answered an open challenge, out of respect to Mark Briscoe, I'm going to carry on to the tradition. So this Saturday on Collision, come one, come all. As champ, I'm not hard to find, but I got to let you know, Sylvie loves her new home and isn't planning on going anywhere for a very, very long time. Of course, Sylvie is the belt, and it's a play on Goldie, who was the NXT champion belt. So harkening back to that, which I'm surprised WWE didn't trademark it, but yeah,
I hate open challenges so much. And
I
now
prefer open challenges when they actually are open challenges and you don't know who the challenger is going to be until the match starts. I kind of dig that.
It's a lack of booking, though. It's lazy to me. It's like doing battle royals to determine number 1 contenders.
Well, you know what's worse? You know what's worse than having an open challenge and just randomly naming one person?
And also, WWE is doing it for its mid-card title on its Friday show. What
NXT is doing with their open challenges is worse.
Yes, I agree.
You have the whole locker room empty trying to fight.
And also, let me just ask this: is Ciampa a babyface or a heel?
Babyface.
The Psycho Killer is a babyface.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But he did an open challenge. 2 people accepted. That was so weird. Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't know. The only time the open challenge worked was when Cena made it the entire
it's
gimmick.
When you have surprises. If you're gonna bring somebody up from your lower level, or you just signed a new guy, it worked for Ciampa because Ciampa, nobody saw that coming.
Right. And it's working for is working for Carmelo Hayes, and before him Ilya Dragunov, and before him Sami Zayn because you don't know who it's going to be every week.
Well, not only that, but they need a banger of a match on those shows to fill time and also to keep that mid-card solid. And I have no problem with it on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I just, it feels lazy to me. Ciampa, I'm carrying on the tradition.
Right now, Carmelo Hayes is like my most outstanding wrestler of the year because every week he's having a 4-star plus match on TV.
Yeah,
like, nobody's doing that.
It works for the guys like him and Ricochet and Dragunov and the small guys who, at least in WWE,
but it's got to be like if they would have waited until, even if you waited until Saturday and then he comes out and then it's Claudio. Okay, cool. We're gonna get Claudio and we're gonna get Ciampa in a match. Like, we didn't know that was going to happen. That's cool. But you announce it ahead of time and it's Rod. Now all of a sudden we're like, oh, great. Roddy Strong.
Because eventually it's going to be Kyle again, right? Because
I don't know. Well, it's going to be all the ROH guys. That's who he's going to be facing because he's got history with all of them. I mean, it'll be a great match, I'm sure. Like, don't get me wrong. And for me, like, that'll give me a positive to tune into on Collision if he's doing an open challenge every week. Like, I'm all for that. Like, don't get me wrong.
It's for you. It's 30 people who will enjoy it.
Yeah. It's more than 30, but the key is you have to be a bigger star to give people a chance to people lower on the card. Yeah, that works. You know when else it worked, Matt, was when Cody was doing it in AEW and they had people coming in from the indies.
Yeah, when they Warhorse is here to stop ass or whatever it was.
It worked every week.
No, it did work every week, but no, it worked. It worked for Eddie. It got him a deal. It worked for Ricky Starks. It got him a couple of deals.
Jack Perry went like 15 minutes with him, and that helped him. Yeah.
Yes, it helped because Cody was a big star, and also because the guys who were being brought in weren't.
And that's why it also worked with John Cena as well. So
rules ass. Thank you, Greg. Okay. I don't keep up with Warhorse.
Yeah. He's Greg's from Chicago. All right. And Roddy Strong and Claudio answered the challenge. We're also getting Kevin Knight versus Scorpio Sky. And a parking lot.
Welcome back, Scorpio. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think that one's going to go well for him. And then the parking lot brawl the Rascals and Kingston and Ortiz against Big Bill, Brian Keith, and the Grizzled Young Vets. Did you see?
I'm here for that. I'm here for that match. Actually,
yeah. Did you see Tony Schiavone talking about that match on Collision? He says, and we're gonna have Kingston and Ortiz parking lot challenge.
He was getting whispered in his ear, I'm guessing.
He just gave up. He just gave up.
Yeah. Boy, Ricochet needs to go down the hall and knock on the door of Scorpio Sky and ask him if he thinks his potential has been met in AEW.
Yeah. I mean, he's two-time former TNT champion, former tag team champion.
Yeah, he was
a lot of high-profile.
He was white hot when AEW started.
Yeah. Even into a few years down the road, like when he was involved. Remember the Men of the Year? I love that.
Oh, they were great. Love that stuff.
Yeah. Jack Perry and Ricochet for the national title. So at this point, we got a half hour, 40 minutes left, 20 minutes left in the show, and we're starting this title match, and we still got a world title eliminator match. I'm like, how long is this show going to go? And then so they did their match. Perry attacked him during the entrance, did a moonsault off the ramp to the floor. They finally got to the ring. Perry hit him with a spear. These guys are just fighting. And I had no idea if the match had actually started. And I guess at some point it did. Maybe I missed the bell ringing. And they basically this is two different matches, because before the match, they're fighting outside the ring, inside the ring, but it's just a fight. And then after the break, they started a wrestling match, and this was just nonstop back and forth counters, very similar to the Hangman Davis match, but obviously lighter with these two guys, but no more or less impactful. And then Perry got the snare trap. Ricochet got a finger on the rope, but then Jack dragged him back, started nailing with elbows, puts a choke on again, and then out comes Gates of Agony. They're standing on the apron. Bishop Khan distracts the ref, and then Toa Leone dragged Ricochet to the rope, and then he flipped Jack off. And then out come the Bucks. They took out the Gates of Agony, and fans are chanting, "Be the Elite." And then Ricochet took advantage of all this distraction, puts his belt in the middle turnbuckle, drove Perry into it, and then he hit a Death Valley driver for the win. So he gets the win. I assume that since Gates of Agony and the Bucks were out there as well, we're probably going to end up getting a 6-man, and then Perry can get the win again and get another title match, because we've already done that twice. Might as well do it a third time's the charm.
He's winning it at Revolution.
Yeah.
LA, his backyard.
Or we could just move on. But no, it was good. And then they announced that the Bucks are going to face the Gates of Agony, and if they win, they get into the 3-way number 1 contenders match that's going to be on Dynamite. The Rascals are already in it for some reason. And in fact, one of them that was on the graphic is Myron Reed, who hasn't even wrestled yet, but apparently they're the number 1 contenders. And the other team will be a wild card team.
At least it wasn't the one they let go.
True. But yeah, I thought interesting. The wild card team could be interesting. Is it going to be a new team? Is it going to be one of the 75 teams in catering? We don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
It might literally be wild card from the NWA.
Oh, there you go.
And Royce
could be the War Dogs.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I'd like that actually. Yeah. Connors and Kidd. I assume that's going to be their name, because there's no War Dogs in New Japan anymore, so they can probably use it here. Right. And speaking of the War Dogs, Gabe Kidd had a camera in the control room. Connors is choking out a production guy. I guess they were trying to force them to show a video, which they then showed. And they show this car speeding, and there's a body bag behind it. And they stop the car. And then Gabe Kidd is being a maniac into the camera. You said you're ready to find. I know. Clark Connors cuts open the bag. Darby's inside. He's all tied up. Gabe Kidd said, "See you in hell, Darby. I'll be checking in 2 doors down." Then Clark Connors cuts the rope. They speed off, and they leave him in the middle of the desert like he's Ric Flair on Nitro.
With a camera on him.
Yeah. I guess they can find him. Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know where you go from murder. But I guess they will try to go somewhere.
We've done murder angles before, and yeah, it's okay.
Darby needs a partner, I think. I don't know who's crazy enough to team with Darby, but maybe Jack Perry.
Finley.
Finley? Oh, yeah.
If they sign him.
I don't know. Well, Finley was part of the War Dogs, but I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to carry over to AEW.
True.
He's not that kind of personality, though.
I know.
Hiromu would be better for that. I don't think he's going to AEW, but Darby and Hiromu would be an interesting.
No matter where he goes, Finley has to get rebranded.
Yeah.
And so
he can be instead of Uriah Connors, they can call him BJ Connors.
They could call him Trevor Lee in no.
Yeah. McGregor Connors.
Jeez.
I'm trying to think of another name that mixes up Chuck Connors. A name that mixes up two MMA fighters into one. That's Uriah Connors, which is Brogan Finley. Yeah. So anyways, that was that. So we'll see what happens from here. I assume we're getting at least Darby and Gabe Kidd, but maybe it's some sort of a tag team match.
I'm thinking eventually we get Darby and a mystery partner.
I mean, really, could be Brody. I mean, they have a history together.
Could be. Yeah.
All right. And then we get them, speaking of Brody, the main event, Brody King and MJF. So Justin Roberts is doing the ring intros at 8:58 my time, 9:58 Eastern. There's like 2 minutes left in the scheduled show. Then they do their entrances, and then he does more intros and then the crowd's chanting both guys. I think that's what they were chanting. Then
I thought they were chanting dog fight, but that's
maybe dog fight. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So the bell rings and they're just staring at each other. And I'm like, come on, get on with this match. And then Hangman's music hits. And Hangman comes out on the stage. MJF, like an idiot, goes to confront him, steps out of the ring. Brody grabs him from behind, chokes him out, leaves him hanging, drops him to the ground, rolled him back into the ring, did a dive in the corner, hits the Gonzo bomb, and got the pin. And I was so pissed.
Okay, let me go through my opinion, and then I'll let you rant.
I don't even have the energy to rant, but do your.
I want you to rant though. I kind of want it. Number one, MJF totally playing chicken shit again when he should be playing cocky. Because this is his Flair run, man. Everything about him has been confident up until this point. He shouldn't be chicken until later. I thought the double knee or the thing in the corner and the Gonzo bomb were too much. Just choke him out, throw him back in, 1, 2, 3. You get the Mick Foley pin. I'm fine with it. I wasn't as pissed as you. But I'm thankful we didn't have to sit through 15 minutes of an overrun in this match either, just to get there. So that was my thinking. But please,
well, there is that. Case. I mean, let me
hear your case and see if you can sway me. See if you can sway me.
I mean, I agree with most of what you just said. I'm just more pissed off than you. What I'll say is, I don't think this did a damn thing for Brody.
No,
but and if that was your goal. You could have done this without the Hangman interference.
Oh, it completely does nothing for It does less than nothing for Brody, because Brody is supposed to be your title contender in this big show in Australia, and he needs the help of his friends to get the win.
I mean, not even the help. I mean, that's the only reason he got it.
Exactly. Distraction.
So what I'm saying is, if you wanted to do this, and if you wanted to make me believe that Brody is legit, he could. The bell rings, MJF gets in his face, and maybe even turns his back, and then Brody just levels him and throws him into the corner, hits him with the Bonzo bomb, and pins him. Yeah, sure. If you did that, oh my god, I'd be like, oh my god, what did they just do? I wouldn't like doing that to your world champion, but man, would that put Brody over as a legit talent.
Make him a killer.
Now it's just okay, well, now we know what's going to happen in Australia. They're going to do something where, Hangman can't come to the ring, and then they're going to have a match, and it's going to be competitive, and Brody's going to get some great near falls, and MJF's going to win. What you brought up there, it pissed me off even more, because you said this isn't the point where MJF should be this chicken shit heel. I was told, okay, you remember when he comes back and he's got the contract, and he can cash it in any time. And he says, I want to beat all 3 of these guys, so I'm going to put myself into a 4-way for the thing. And I said, this is against character for MJF. Oh, well, he's changed his character. Instead of being a shit, now he's a fighting guy, and he wants
that's why
to
I brought it up.
like,
yeah.
And now it's, oh no, he's back to being a chicken shit.
Yeah, you've actually convinced me, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I should be more angry at this, but I don't see a lot in Brody King either. But everybody tells me he should be world champ.
Well, I don't. If that's your goal, then this was a bad. This wasn't the way to do
like
it.
if you wanted to give like Otis a title shot and how he would get it. You know, this is for a mid-card geek to get a sacrificial title shot. And that's all this is now to me.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be a great match, and you and others will, well, what did you have for it? I had 3.5. I had 4.
Well, I'm not going to watch it, so it doesn't matter.
You'll watch it eventually and you'll like it. I know.
Maybe. I don't know. Because I'm going on holidays that week, and the day that the match is on is when we leave. And I'm not going to be watching wrestling on my holidays. I don't even think I can, but even if I could, I don't think I want to. Excuse me. So when I come back, I'm going to have like 8 days worth of wrestling to watch, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I like Matt's idea here. If Hangman needs to be a part of it, have Hangman stare him down in the back while MJF is walking to the go position. Good luck, Max. Hope you live. Something like that. Yeah. You know, the thing is, like, I think he did. Like, you know, he is obviously the bigger match is Hangman MJF. We're going to get there at some point. Maybe as soon as Revolution.
I actually wanted it to be that Hangman didn't want MJF to get distracted. He wanted Brody to get distracted, and that makes him even more of a dick.
Oh, maybe. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, does Hangman want to face MJF or Bro? I think if I'm Hangman, I want to face MJF. Number one, because Brody's a scary motherfucker, and B, because I hate MJF and I want to beat him. So, Greg says the overall idea of the champ losing an eliminator is dumb no matter how it happens.
It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Unless you're building that, oh, if that happens on Saturday, then he's the world champion kind of thing. And Tony tried to sell that, but nobody's buying it from Tony Schiavone at this point.
So if Hangman comes out and distracts him again, and Brody attacks him from behind and chokes him out,
yeah.
Like, if that happens again, I may quit watching.
The way to do this is if he gets a non-interference clean pinfall,
or like something like what I described, like where he just blitzes him because he's too cocky. Like that
knockout is not used enough in professional wrestling, and I agree with you.
And that's the thing. But the key to that would be MJF being too cocky. That's a difference than getting distracted like an idiot. Or being
he does a Fargo strut, and he just puts him in a power bomb or something. And 1, 2, 3.
Like the best one was Diesel and Bob Backlund, you know, where like he just like destroyed him and beat him in like 8 seconds or whatever it was. Like, I mean, whether or not you like Diesel, but that was the strong way to put over Diesel at that time. You know, Warrior and Honky Tonk Man was another one, you know, where they just blitzed the champion. But again, like if that was an eliminator, and then now we're gonna get to see a long match between Diesel and Bob Backlund. You know, it's like probably not as good. And then do you remember what happened after? Because I was so pissed off. I saved my file, I sent it to myself, and I started...
El Idolo came in, and
Hangman was in there too, right?
The DMs. Hangman came in. Yeah, it was the night of 100 stars after that.
Because pro wrestling is so patterned, the challenger winning an eliminator match actually makes the title match more predictable. Yeah, that's another part of it too. Because we do see fairly often in AEW where the challenger wins an eliminator match. Has the challenger ever won 2 in a row? That's one I'd like to know. I'm sure maybe it's happened, but it's got to be pretty rare. So yeah, that's a good point, Matt. Yeah. So again, I would, you know, if I'm grading the show, like, I mean, I can't give it a failing grade because I hated the ending and I pretty much loved everything else. But I was in a bad mood when the show was over. I will say I'm in a better mood now. I'm going to boycott Grand Slam because I'll be in Cuba. But you're probably right. I'll probably watch when I get back. But yeah, so, I mean, you know what? And I will say, like, there are a lot of matches coming up that they've set up that I'm interested in seeing. MJF Hangman, MJF Kenny, MJF Andrade, not MJF Brody, Kenny and Swerve, and maybe even Swerve. And the funny thing is Swerve does feel pretty far away from the world title picture right now, I will say. And that's fine. Not everyone can be there. And Ospreay, I mean, at some point is going to come back. So I think Ospreay is going to be the one that actually beats MJF at some point. But
I would agree.
Yeah. Matt didn't like our review of the women's match. Megan Bain is money. Push, or maybe he just had to leave, but push this woman.
Welcome to me a few months ago. Thank you.
Yeah. Although I do think they should win the tag titles, and Tekla should win the women's world title, I think. But I would be fine with Megan winning it too. She's great on the indies too. I see her on GCW all the time. Yeah, she had a match. Her and Joey had a match with Jet Speed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Show. Yeah. All right. You want to get your plugs in?
Sure. This week, Shake Them Ropes. Rob McCarron's back. We go over the fallout from what I thought was a fairly mediocre Royal Rumble pay-per-view. But that Raw ending segment, I liked it. Paul didn't. But we'll see what Rob thinks.
I didn't like it as much as you. That's all.
Oh, Paul just hates stuff. I get it. But anyways, that'll drop sometime, probably late Thursday or early Friday.
All right. And I give it like Rumble like a 6 or 7,
AJ and Gunther was good. I really like
Gunther
that.
was very good. AJ is going to be great in AEW. I don't know. We'll see where he ends up. Maybe
actually, if he was Darby's partner, that'd be something.
That'd be cool. Apparently, I should have mentioned this during the review. Apparently, Ricochet did.
And Sting could be the go-between on that too.
Ricochet did an AJ move and then posed like AJ at one point in the match. So some people thought that was a shout out. I was surprised that they didn't congratulate AJ on his retirement.
I'm not part of the company. Never has been.
No, but WWE did for Nakamura or for Tanahashi.
True.
Yeah, I'm not saying they needed to. I was just surprised they didn't. That's all. I
still am of the opinion that AJ Styles doesn't run in New Japan, but never shows up in AEW.
It's possible. All right, could be Ciampa's mystery challenger next week. Who knows? We'll see. That's what they want people to think of it. So, anyways, for me, I just got I guess the takedown with Garrett next week if there's anything interesting for us to talk about, and then I think that's it. I'll be back with Jeff next week, and that'll be my last. I'll be off for a week. The 18th. We'll try to fill you in next week on what's going to happen that week. I don't know if Jeff will take the week off. We'll find somebody else to take my chair. We'll let you know next week. So for Jeff Hawkins, I've been Paul Fontaine, and this has been the Dynamite Show.